In this video, I want to break down the secret to attracting and retaining perfect fit clients for years. And this has been a system and a framework that I have been really working to perfect, I guess I could say, over the last few years. Now, I still have a long way to go. I never profess to know all the things about any area of a coaching business, but this has been something that from working in our agency that we built to $1 million to working in our coaching business that we built to $1 million plus, et cetera, this has been the key to keeping a lot of our clients, firstly attracting really great clients and then keeping them for a really long time. But let me talk about a moment this morning that really catalyzed why I wanted to share this in the first place. So I have a really great client. His name is Andrew, and him and I have been working together for just shy of 3 years. Now, he came to us at $1,500 a month. He now does over $150K a month. He's built an amazing business and he's hit a ceiling, which we all do in a skill set. And I was really encouraging him, said, Andrew, you need to go get coaching on that skill set from a particular person that's even better at it than me. You need to go join this program. Highly recommend it. Join this program, right? And to get confirmation this morning that he's joined this program. Now, keep in mind, I was fully committed to releasing my good friend and client, Andrew, off into this other coaching program. I was like, dude, if you need to go there, get whatever you need to get, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to support you no matter what, which is a big key in retention that I'll share in just a moment. And so I sent him a message this morning, and this is exactly how it went. Sent him a voice message. I said, hey dude, heard you joined the program. Super happy for you. Basically, we have two paths from here. The first path is we wrap up our coaching together. We've almost done 3 years together. Congratulations. This is amazing. And if that's the case, super happy for you, cheering you on. We'll still be friends. Nothing changes, right? Or we can continue to work together and we'll adopt and adapt what we're working on so you can work on this other thing with this other coach and you and I can be in more of like a mentorship type relationship. And he messages back. He's a hilarious dude. He said, dude, are you trying to dump me? Right? ... Super keen to keep working together. There's still a lot of more work to do, and then he lists a few things. And when I got this message, I couldn't even contain how excited I was to keep working with him. Now, keep in mind, I was really happy to let him go because if that was what was going to be best for him and his journey, I'm not going to get in the way. When he messaged back, it just reminded me some of the things that I have done with him and with others over the years that have allowed me to now 50% of the clients that I work with have been with me a year or longer. Some of them a lot longer. And so in this video, I want to break down a number of really key things that I learned, not only in retaining Andrew, but also last year, we turned off marketing and sales for 6 months. No new clients for 6 months, no ads, no funnels, no setters, no closes, and our revenue almost did not change. And it was because we just retained the clients we had. And so in this video, I want to share the 3 biggest things that I've learned around client retention. And this will be true for you, whether you run an agency or a coaching business, whether you're selling high ticket or low ticket, all of these things apply and they've been really helpful for me. This is not an exhaustive list, but this is just what's worked for me. Number 1, you need to have an aligned monthly recurring revenue offer. Now, I'm not going to go through all of the ins and outs, but basically what we do and what we teach is we sell a clear outcome in a short time frame on the front end. And on the back end, we sell what we call an improvement offer, right? So Russell Brunson talks about the new opportunity and the improvement offer. The new opportunity is selling like the shiny object. And I don't mean that in a kind of bad way. I mean like you're selling people a new opportunity, a new way to approach their problems, a new way to achieve their goals. And we have a clear outcome in a short time frame. So let's say that's 16 weeks. On the back end, we allow people to stick with us in the same offer. So this is not multiple offers, not upsells, downsells, cross sells, one coaching offer, right? Where they can continue to work with us and we improve on the foundation that we've built and we continue to help them set and achieve new goals. And then we simply get people in 6 or 12 month commitments, can be longer depending on your confidence and so on and so forth. So that's how we structure our recurring revenue offers. Very straightforward. Having an aligned offer is firstly coming down to being really clear on the type of client that's a perfect match for you. Now, this is everything from the problems that you solve to the problems they have, right? But it's more nuanced than this. If you want to attract and retain dream clients for years, there needs to be an alignment around what we call our core identity. Now, if I could summarize the core identity, it's like mission, vision, values. It's like you at your core. Who are you? What do you believe? What do you want out of life? And so I'll give you a quick example. I am a dad. right? And I've been married for almost 11 years. Well, 10 and a half, right? I'm trying to stretch the truth here. 10 and a half, only 10 and a half. And so what happens is people see me posting about my family, and oftentimes I attract other people who also have families or aspire to have a family like me one day. Now, am I doing marriage coaching or family coaching? Not at all. Like, I'm a business coach through and through. Yes, I talk to people about their like self-mastery and kind of, their soul and things like that. But like, I'm not delving into people's marriages. But because I have a marriage and because I have kids and because I unapologetically talk about them online, people who also have those things or have the values aligned with those things align with me. So when you unapologetically show up online and then you have an offer that doesn't just solve a problem but helps people become a certain type of person, that is what we call an aligned offer. And one of the keys to keeping people for a really long time is keeping people who have a similar value set to you. Because I imagine your idea of a great coaching business is one where people are similar to you, not opposites to you. Like, if we get political for a second, which I'm not political at all, if you're a Democrat, probably your worst nightmare is like to have a coaching program filled with Republicans and vice versa. And that's true on every level. We don't want people who are radically different to us. We want people who are similar to us. And regardless of whether you are the same niche, like you don't have to be a chiropractor to work with chiropractors, you do need a similar alignment around your values and your core identity. And so retaining clients and attracting really great clients and keeping them for years fundamentally comes down to actually creating offer alignment between you, your prospect, and what you're offering and delivering. So this is the foundation. If you do not get this right, nothing else I say matters, okay? Number 2 is understanding that retention is psychological. Meaning there's no one thing that if you were to get this one thing right, you're going to retain clients for years. Now, there are some things that are more important than others, but ultimately the most important thing about retention is what is going through a client's head when they're thinking about working with you. So let me talk to you about the first piece of this, right? The first piece of understanding retention is psychological is understanding the importance of the results that you're getting them, right? This might be really obvious, which is why I'm starting here. You have to help people make progress. Progress is something every single person on earth desires, bar none, right? We have a 3-year-old and that kid wants to get smarter and bigger. He wants to learn how to read. He wants to learn how to write. He wants to learn how to count. My 6-year-old wants to become faster at running. He started school recently over here in Bali. He was devastated to find out he wasn't the fastest kid in school. And there was this kid named Joey who was super fast. And so now he's like convinced that he just has to like get faster and faster and faster. So one day he can just smash this kid Joey, not in the face, but like in a running race, right? And I share this to say that innately in all of us, there is this desire to progress, right? And so what's really important to understand when it comes to coaching is we need to be helping people get results and make progress. Now, this might seem obvious to you, but let me share how to understand results in a different way. Firstly, you need to make sure that the roadmap and the milestones are incredibly clear. Now, one of the secrets to keeping clients for a really long time is thinking about it like this. How can we have 2-year goals, but only sell a 4-month commitment? In other words, if what's happening at the end of your coaching program, let's say it's 16 weeks, or let's keep it simple, let's say it's 90 days. If at the end of 90 days, they have done everything that you imagined for them to do in working with you, what reason would they have to stick around? Like, it's not a very attractive offer to say, hey man, like I know you've like achieved your goals, but like if you want to keep paying for the content and the community and the support, like you can keep paying me. Like, it's like, wah, wah. Like more often than not, it's not going to happen. So what you need to do is get really clear if someone was going to stay with you for 2 or 3 years, what would be that roadmap and what would be the milestones that you're helping them reach? Now, it's not about then cramming that 2 years into 90 days. It's about extending the time horizon that you can see and help a client see of what they would do in working with you over a longer period of time. Now, this doesn't all happen on the sales call. There's definitely strategies to like drip this out over the time of working together, but it is super important to make sure that you're extending the time horizon and selling a bigger future than just the smaller commitment you're asking people to. The second part of results is understanding what I call non-scale victories. Now, in the health coaching space, there's obvious metrics that people are looking to maximize in order to get the results that they want. So typically, people come to a health coach and they either want to lose weight or gain weight. So very binary metrics. But what people understand in the health coaching space is that even though it's as simple in some ways as losing weight or gaining weight, we also need to help people celebrate non-scale victories. So if someone comes to you as a health coach and they haven't lost weight this week, but they dropped body fat, that's a Non-scale victory. If they didn't drop body fat or drop weight on the scale, but they managed to eat healthy the entire week without having any cheat meals, or maybe they were even able to integrate a cheat meal or integrate a treat without losing their minds and binging on freaking 10 packets of biscuits, that's a non-scale victory. And unless people understand what non-scale victories look like in your coaching programs, then they're only going to think they're making progress when they're freaking smashing it out of the park. But when you coach people, you understand that not every day or week or month looks like that. So if you're a business coach and one of your clients isn't growing in revenue, but they're simplifying their business, they're happier, they're spending more time with their family, that's a non-scale victory. And you need to teach them to celebrate that, and you need to celebrate that so they understand how they are making progress in the small things. And let's be honest, hanging out with your family more, working less is not really that small, but it might not be what they're focused on. So we want to help people broaden the areas that we're helping them make progress in. We're helping them see all the different possibilities of the results that they can achieve, not just the big ones that we all tend to focus on. So this is the second big key, is understanding retention is psychological. The first piece of this is results. The third key, the second piece of retention being psychological, is relationship. This is not an insignificant thing. People will stay in your coaching program if they feel deeply connected, even through seasons of lack of progress. I want to say that again. There'll be times where clients aren't winning, but they're sticking with you because the sense of connection and relationship, both with you and if you've got a group program with other people, is so strong, they're willing to stick it out for the sake of community and connection and relationships. And so the easiest way I think about this is we all have people in our lives that when we see their name on our phone in a message or a call, we're excited, right? Can you think of people like that, right? Maybe you have a mentor that you're like, dude, if they message me, I would lose my mind. Oh, Mosey, slide into my DMs, brother, right? You might have a person that if they were to reach out to you, it'd light you up. On the flip side, there are people in your world, maybe there are organizations called the IRS, right? Inland Revenue, that if they were to call you, it's going to fill you with dread, anxiety, fear, whatever else. It's like bad feelings versus good feelings. If you were to call your client and your name was to show up on their phone, how would they feel about that? Now, this sounds really simple, but a lot of us are so absent from our clients, or so hard on our clients, or so indifferent to their results that if we were to show up on their phone, they would not have warm fuzzies towards us. They would not be excited to hear from us. Maybe the last time you reached out to them was just to hound them about how the payment didn't go through, right? And they haven't heard from you since. Whatever you're doing in your coaching programs, whether it's one-to-one or it's group, you need to make sure that there's a strong sense of connection. And so a couple of key things here is, firstly, you need to learn how to be positive, optimistic, affirming, and empowering of your clients, right? And again, this might be at a level where you're creating community, but directly, like every connection, every circumstance, every experience of your business, whether it's you coaching them, whether it's one of your team working with them, they need to experience positivity. They need to experience affirmation. They need to experience empowerment in order for them to feel really good about the relationship between their business and your business, between, you and them. And why this is so important is because people want to feel seen, right? People want to feel valued. People want to feel like you actually give a crap about them. And so one of the things that you need to do a great job of is really create a holistic view of how you see this person. Because if you're a business coach, you can make the mistake of making your relationship subject to their business. In other words, when you jump on a coaching call, the only thing you're asking about is, hey man, how's business? Versus the fact that they're a dad, a husband, a wife, brother, sister, they're going through stuff, whatever it might be. You want to be checking in on them as the human being. And then lastly, I'll just say this. One of the skills that you want to learn as a leader is that hope is one of the most powerful tools of influence there is. I've heard it said before that the person who has the most hope has the most influence. And so when you are coaching someone through a health journey or a business journey, there are going to be low, challenging, discouraging moments. And it's your job as the coach, or to set your team up to be the coach, to always be the voice of hope. Now, this might sound small and insignificant, but people will be around others who lift them up, who constantly empower their thinking, who constantly improve the way that they see themselves in their own situations. And so I want to quickly recap and then land the plane. You can retain clients for years, right? And if you don't believe that, I'm just giving that to you as an empowering belief you can adopt for yourself. Clients don't just have to stop working with you the moment the clock strikes midnight, right, and the 90 days finishes up. Structure your offer in such a way it's an aligned offer that rolls into recurring revenue, so clients just stay with you for weeks or months. They can stay with you for years. The second thing is prioritize really helping them make progress. Now, this seems obvious, but you want to do it in such a way that it is not just the big things you're measuring, but it's the small things you're measuring as well, those non-scale victories. Then connected to this, you want to make sure that you're selling a multi-year vision with a multi-month commitment. Typically, you're not just walking up to a stranger and saying, hey, let's get married, right? There's a dating period, and that dating period for you might be 90 days, 6 months, whatever your program length is. But on the back end, you want people to see how working with you will continue to help them achieve their goals, right? It's that multi-year vision with that multi-month commitment. And then number 3 is making sure that you prioritize building the relationship and strengthening the connection so that if you were to pop up on their phone, they would feel amazing about that because of how much of a voice of hope you are in their life, because you're not just committed to their progress, you're committed to them as human beings. So hopefully this makes sense. If you have any questions, hit me up, let me know, message me on Facebook, all of that, whatever. And I'll catch you in another video.